last time on the curse of
Eskimo kisses.
Mordenkainen. Do you guys
Curse of personal space.
the curse of
I know, right? I could really use some. I didn't even turn properly.
okay. So
Are we in focus?
I'm just thinking of the movie
You
Alien
are.
right now. Like tongue lasher.
okay. So you guys left Kresk and you went to
This isn't gonna work.
okay. You went to you made a pit stop, so you were headed towards Mount Baratok / Lackey area, and you guys made a stop at the tower in order to leave a message for Ez, kind of letting her know what your plans were. And then you left I think it was Kane who left some sort of a alarm to sort of tell you if she had come or not, and
Yeah.
she didn't. So
Okay.
not within like the 8-hour time period that you're. It's just gonna annoy the crap out of me the entire time. Is
What if we just hide our video so we can't tell that we're blurry?
No,
Be annoyed by it.
I'm going to be annoyed.
Let's do. Like our chairs are too fucking wide. Like we just can't.
It's okay. It's like this
You
is
have
good. The
professional
problem is that
ergonomic
you're
chairs.
moving too much. He's just like,
Should I join from my?
no, you
Computer?
stay right there and you just stay right there. Really great. Okay, so then you guys were met by a revenant on the road, and the revenant was annoyed with you that you had not followed any of his instructions to go and chat with his friends.
This sounds like a stand-in for how you're feeling.
No, actually, I think it's fine. But the revenant was annoyed.
I just meant about me and the camera.
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
the revenant to Ramis.
yeah, okay, yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then you guys got in your little rowboats and you rowed your boats to Mount Baratok, to the foothills. And you eventually climbed your way up to find a very eccentric looking elk and lots of purple streaks all over the place. And you found the mage, who it turned out was polymorphed to look like an elk. And as soon as you approached him, and he saw you, he actually kind of stopped time and explored all of you to see what you were holding and carrying.
Explored you, son.
Do you think you could interrupt us while the DM?
I just wanted to clarify what happened. I just didn't understand that verb.
We just need to know if we need to, press charges or something.
Yeah, exactly. What happened? What did he do?
It was definitely not consensual. No, it wasn't. Unless you guys all consented and I wasn't aware of that, but he chose to do it regardless of how you felt.
Okay.
And what you guys ended up doing is you were able to, with some help, restore the mad mage. And
With
you
the help of
actually,
Kane.
dispelled his mind blank spell. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
But you cast a spell on him and it took away the mind blank spell, which was a big deal because that was a huge spell that would have probably negated the effect of your scroll.
That
And
would have
what you-
sucked.
yeah, it would have. And what you guys found out is that he is actually the legendary mage Mordenkainen, who it turns out was actually like a mentor to Kane. So Mordenkainen tells you to follow him and he leads you to a mansion out in the middle of the mountain. and you guys walked into this mansion. And as soon as you walk into this mansion, you basically see a really humongous foyer with numerous chambers beyond. And the atmosphere is clean, it's fresh, it's warm, and it's welcoming. And there are servants, and they are running around performing tasks. They are folding clothes, they're lighting fires, they're cleaning, and they're going to fetch some food. And they're pouring wine at the table and setting the table for you guys to all sit down and have a meal. So you enter into this mansion with this legendary mage. You see this extravagant setup, nothing like you've seen before. And you feel a sort of shift in like the polar magnetic energy of where you were versus where you are now. And you get the sense that you might not be in the same plane as you were before. So Mordenkainen welcomes you all in, and he says, and he squints at you, and he looks at Kane and he nods. And
Do I recognize him at this point?
yes.
Okay.
You do. You recognize him. He looks very different than what you remember. You remember a bald man with a very well-kept dark black beard, and very composed presence. And he's now back to his normal composure, but he has straggly long hair and a huge wily beard with gray streaks all throughout it. And he looks quite unkempt, which is not the person that you remember. But you do recognize him, and you recognize his voice. And he invites you all to the table, and he says, "Come, sit down. We have much to discuss." And he leads you to the table and sits down. Also, this is me doing my best old man voice.
Man voice,
Not even old man voice, yeah.
your best voice.
It's okay.
Voice.
It's part of the charm.
Yeah. Sit. Eat. Drink.
Kane, knowing this guy, doesn't hesitate. Fully trust him.
It's delicious.
I've never met a piece of food I couldn't digest, so I will trust the food.
Some things that weren't food that you couldn't digest.
Yeah. It's like his digested things in his day that maybe were not meant to be edible. As you are all eating, he also eats, and he's eating with a lot of composure, and you can definitely tell that something has changed, and whatever you did has clearly had an effect. And he looks up at the group. He looks at Zug for an extended period of time. Then he looks over towards Ramis for an extended period of time, and he looks at Ramis. He actually squints a little bit.
Zug, could you pass the gravy, please?
Mhm.
No, finish it all, please pass. Okay, never mind.
As I take the gravy boat and I'm about to pass it to Ramis, I re-gravify everything that I'm eating. So there's just a little bit left, and then I pass it over.
Just wanted a little bit.
There is a little bit.
And finally, he says, "So you are all trapped here as well."
Trapped where?
In this
In your-
realm,
In your house?
Barovia.
No, Doug. He means Barovia.
I am afraid so. How did you find yourself here?
I heard the mystic call. Being part of the Mages Guild, I was inclined to answer. Now, I am trapped. And we are truly trapped. He says, he looks down pensively. Even this house is trapped. There is no way to escape this realm. I have used wish. I have used everything that I can think of.
Kane's eyes light up a little bit at the mention of Wish failing to succeed in helping Mordenkainen escape. What is preventing Wish from succeeding? That's some of the most powerful magic available.
It is the most powerful spell that I know, and it did not succeed. And this might actually be news to the party. I don't know if you guys have heard this information before, that Wish, you're kind of finding out right now that Wish doesn't work.
Yeah,
And
I did not know that.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's actually a
surprised. My
pretty
wishes never come true.
big piece of information to know that there really isn't any way out. That is obvious, or that there's no loopholes.
That was our only way out.
Well, I do not believe it is the only way out. How did you find me? And how did you know what to do?
What led us up? Oh, it was a rumor about a mad mage, right?
Rumor about super elk.
We were given, I don't know what you call it, a reading by a Madam Ava. And she mentioned that a powerful mage driven mad resided here.
Madam Ava read your fortune then.
Yes.
I see. And what else did Madam Ava tell you in this fortune?
She told us,
Putting you all on the spot.
she told us that we seek treasure that lies with the dead under the mountains of gold, in the crypt of Castle Ravenloft. She told us to seek a weapon of vengeance, a sword of pure sunlight, to find the mother, she who gave birth to evil. We believe that is Queen Ravenovia. She told us of a powerful force of protection, to find a holy symbol of great hope, a faceless god. He awaits us at the end of a long winding road. She also told us of you, and that our enemy is a creature of darkness, powers beyond mortality. He waits for us in a place of wisdom, warmth, and despair. We have bits and pieces that have led us to some conclusions about these, but not all.
He nods. Interesting. I may have to reconsider my own reading.
You received a reading as well.
He pauses and he says, quite the opposite. I am the owner of my fate. I do not wish to have a reading. But if she led you to me and helped you restore what I had lost, this may make me more interested. He stops and he thinks again and looks down at the table. You must recover these artifacts of which she speaks.
Did we already ask him how long he was trapped, blanked, and crazy?
You haven't asked him anything.
I thought, okay, we didn't talk to him last session.
How are you feeling right now?
Oh yeah, I forgot Zug's smart.
Yeah, Zug's intelligent now. Just forget about that too. How is he feeling? I feel both lament, confusion, clarity, and maybe a small bit of hope.
Hope is good. Food always helps with hope as well. Thank you for the feast, by the way. Always grateful.
He nods. This mansion of his is of my own design. And one of the design points was food aplenty.
I love that architecture style.
How did you come to be the way we found you?
Well,
And for how long?
he scratches his scraggly beard. I came here and disguised myself as a Barovian for about a year. I needed to learn about the people. I needed to learn about Strahd. I founded a small army over the course of that year. We trained and we were on course to battle with Strahd and his minions. We led a charge to Castle Ravenloft. My army was killed before we even entered the castle. He looks down and furrows his brow. Strahd did not see me as a threat. He did not see my army as a threat. And he was right not to. I may have been foolish, but he was also foolish. Because he did not perceive me as enough of a threat. He was frivolous with information. Strahd decided to torture me with information. This is how he operates. He is... She's snoring. Cheddar's
There's a cat in that little hole.
tiny house and she's snoring.
The tiniest snores I've ever heard.
I'm like, what is that? She's snoring. He is boastful. He is arrogant. He wants to fight who he believes is his equal. And he would not fight me because he did not perceive me that way. and he may have been right. But in his arrogance, he revealed to me the location of the Amber Temple.
Ooh.
That sounds important.
That was mentioned at one point in the thing, wasn't it? That sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, the Amber Temple has probably been mentioned a few times.
Yep.
And we did not know where it was. I think we knew that it had something to do with a mountain, though.
Mhm.
I don't know where my notes are, but I vaguely remember a mountain and an Amber Temple being important, but having no idea how to get there.
The Dusk Elves told us about that, I think.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. The ones who were
They
kind
were
of
part of his
subjugated.
army, right?
Some of them were, yeah.
Yeah. That's why they all got their ears cut off or whatever.
The one got his ears cut off.
All of them got their ears cut off.
Just the one.
So, yeah, like I said, just the one.
Mm. Okay. It's okay.
It's uncomfortable to sit still.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Strahd revealed something else to me. And this is hard to say. Strahd is immortal.
Like eternal youth, or cannot die by conventional means?
He cannot die.
Oh,
Cannot die.
Well, we know he is a
Has he-
vampire, no?
has he tried?
A vampire, you would normally be able to light a blaze or to stake through the heart. And then they should be laid to rest for good.
There is no way for Strahd to die, you say.
He kept me in his castle and magically restrained me to show me this. He killed himself in front of me. He lit himself on fire. I saw him die. The next morning, he was resurrected. Which means there is more to this situation than Strahd himself.
Question: Does it take him a set amount of time to resurrect, or could you pass out after he died and you woke up with him alive?
I do not know. All I know is I watched him die, and the next morning he returned to life.
The next morning.
Did you see him resurrect in front of you where he fell?
Yes. It was horrific.
I bet.
Yeah, thanks.
I have never seen anything like it. And I have seen a lot of things. He cast me out and flung me over the Vistani encampment, where I lost my spellbook and my staff.
Kane is curious about that because, as far as I'm aware, wizards can't cast spells without, well, they can't learn new spells. They have to replace them out of their book every day, right?
So a wizard can cast known spells, but cannot prepare anything else without their spellbook.
I see.
And the fact that he lost his items meant that he was severely,
Definitely hindered.
hindered.
Okay, so he led a rebellion army to try to stop Strahd. Strahd handily ended his army and tossed him out over the Vistani camp. He lost his spell book in the process. And I'll go in character from here. But that doesn't explain how you ended up here in the woods.
I retreated into the mountains to take solace, but without my magical items, I became, well, there's no better word for it than paranoid. And after I cast mind blank on myself,
Oh,
and then he looks at you and he says, "How did you know to dispel me?"
you were channeling some form of powerful magic. It appeared as though you were under the effect of many buffs and enchantments. I was simply hoping to prevent whatever was about to be cast from occurring. I was unaware that you had cast a mind blank spell upon yourself. However, it makes sense.
He nods in approval, and there's almost like a hint of a gleam, pride maybe.
I was
He doesn't-
lucky I had that
Like his face
prepared.
doesn't show it, like his eyes do a little bit, but he's pretty stoic.
It took us a great while and quite a bit of effort to procure the greater restoration scroll that truly freed you.
Hmm. He nods. Where did you acquire that scroll?
A questionable character, an abbot in the northwest of Barovia.
Hmm.
I do not trust him.
You are wise to not trust the abbey, the abbot. I have lived here for some time, and if the rumors are to be believed, I do not think that he is a mere mortal man.
Can't say I'm surprised. He's been raising people, villagers from the dead, mixing them with beasts. They do not maintain their sanity, though. Unfortunately, we were forced to end a child's life. Well, if you could call it a life at that point.
He sighs. I believe there is a way to end all of the suffering here. But I fear I may not be helpful yet in this journey. Before I fled into the mountains, I went to seek the Amber Temple that Strahd told me about. I went. I met a lich who was actually quite helpful. He told me that mages came here 1,000 years ago and built this temple and secured their knowledge throughout their quest to help erode evil. Eventually, those mages were consumed and wiped out by their own good intentions. But I was able to acquire some books and some lore. I was not able to take any books away, but while I was there for my short time before I was forced to leave, I read something that I now understand may be part of the key to Strahd's power. I believe that he is so powerful because he has stolen that power. He has stolen that power from beings who have lived here for far longer than he has. The Fanes of Barovia were here centuries ago.
Thanes, the Thanes of Barovia?
Fanes. Fanes.
Thanes.
Fanes. This is not your first time hearing about this.
Is this
About
Barovia or something?
about him stealing power, or the
About
Fanes.
Fanes. You acquired a book from the orphanage called The Ladies 3.
Oh yeah.
You guys remember that book?
I pasted
Yeah.
that into Discord. It's under texts and tomes.
Mm-hmm.
The Ladies 3, a brief history.
Mm-hmm.
Text and tomes, text and tomes, text and tomes.
Wait, our reference to reinstating the ladies, that part of the scroll or the tome was blank.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of the Ladies 3. In fact, we have a tome containing some of that lore. However, a great deal of it appears to be missing.
He nods. Yes. I believe that the rest of the information lives in the Amber Temple, and I was not able to acquire it, but the forest folk who lived in these mountains decades, centuries ago, worshipped Archfey, known as the Ladies 3. And the ladies were extremely powerful nature goddesses who watched over the valley. The valleys settled over time, and those settlements became the towns that exist here now. Barovia, Vallaki, Kresk, and Berez, although they were known by other names in the past. In the very early years that Strahd was here, and he has been here for centuries, he sought to make himself more powerful so no one would be able to challenge him. The ladies presided over the valley until Strahd came and conquered the land. He saw the power of the Fanes, and he committed 3 terrible acts of desecration at the 3 main shrines to the lady, and he reconsecrated those shrines in his own image, giving him dominion over the valley. This is why you might hear people in the town refer to Strahd as the land. He is quite literally the land. With the combined control of all the Fanes, he controls the waters, the winds, the wildlife in the valley. That is why he sees all and he knows all. I know we must disconnect him from the land and reconsecrate the shrines to bring back the ladies of the wood. But I do not know how to do that.
It sounds like perhaps a visit to the Amber Temple may be in order.
Perhaps. Time at the Amber Temple must be limited. There are dark temptations. If you stay too long, you will submit, as many mages have before our kind. It is important that you be timely and careful about the Amber Temple. It is also quite a trek from here, and there is much in the way of perilous paths that you will cross to get there. I nearly did not survive.
We know that we have several artifacts to seek out as per our fortune. Perhaps the Amber Temple be one of the later visits we make. But also, I assume you are going to need your spell book back.
I have looked and searched thoroughly for it. I believe that it is gone. I have done okay without it, and now that I have some sense of my sanity back, I might ascertain another.
Circling back to those shrines, do we happen to know where they are?
I have theorized. There are 3 Fanes that each are connected to the different pieces of the valley. There is the Huntress, Mountain Fane. I believe she is connected to the wildlife. Now, I don't exactly know where the wildlife shrine would be, but we can make some educated guesses. There's the Weaver, the Swamp Fane. The swamp of Berez, which was once a prominent town, has been consumed by murky waters, and it is only ruins now. But I theorize that the swamp shrine may be located there. There is also the Seeker, the Forest Fane. I do not know where her shrine would be either, but again, some educated guesses could be in order. Perhaps the swamp shrine would be the most high priority, given that its likely location is in Berez, the swamp.
Do you believe there would be some clues as to where the other shrines are located within the swamp
Perhaps.
shrine?
I believe the Fanes, the ladies of the wood, are alive. She might be there.
Have you? No, never mind.
He says, even if you were to know the location, without knowing how to reconsecrate the shrine, it might not be of any value. I wish I could assist you more. And I will, eventually. I think it is maybe time for me to make a visit to my dear old friend, Madame Ava.
Be careful with Madame Ava.
Oh, she and I have history.
Mm.
She has offered to read my fortune many times, and I have consistently declined.
The
Perhaps,
Vistani are certainly not to be trusted.
perhaps. I do believe the Vistani could be useful in our quest, at least some of them.
Speaking of the Vistani, have you been able to make sense of how they travel to and from Barovia?
Yes. The Vistani have a storied and long history with Strahd. One of the books that I read made mention of the Vistani saving Strahd's life when he was slain in battle centuries ago when he first arrived. They are in part responsible for his vampirism and his immortality. Therefore, he and he alone decides that they can leave and come freely.
It is a gift, then.
It is a gift. It is a generational gift. He furrows his brow again.
So perhaps we'll mix blood with Vistani so that our offspring may leave this place one day. That is our best hope.
Perception checks from the party.
What am I percepticizing?
Doesn't matter yet.
Perception test.
17.
Nat 20 for a 21 total.
Boom!
It's the
Also
gravy,
nat
man.
20.
He's got a full stomach.
21.
Okay. So hilariously, and maybe there's like some roleplay element of this. Kane is the only one who does not notice.
I'm very distracted by the fact that my mentor's returned.
You are deeply immersed in
And
this
that he's proud of
conversation
you.
and in thought. Yeah, you feel just like so, like inside you're like feeling like a little
He-
kid whose
He's
dad is
gushing.
proud.
He's totally gushing right now.
But the rest of you notice that Mordenkainen is casting detect thoughts frequently.
I have the mind ring. He can't fucking detect my thoughts.
That's funny. That's true.
But
You
you
have a
notice that
fucking
he's doing
broken
it.
ring.
So you don't know what he's been able to learn so far, but you all actually notice that he's been doing it.
I think Ramis will raise his eyebrow and just be like, have we not been open enough with you? What do you hope to learn?
What are you hiding?
He says, I think I have learned enough. He says, you will excuse me for not placing my trust immediately in the people I meet in this realm.
The people who have freed you.
I invited you to my house. It is only confirmation.
What are you talking about, Ramis?
He's
It's been
been
perfectly
const-
welcoming.
our host has constantly been scanning our mind or trying
That's Doug's-
attempting to read our thoughts multiple times throughout this dinner.
Even Zug was aware, Kane. How could you not have felt this?
I would have no reason to distrust my mentor.
first lesson was to not trust anyone in Barovia. Maybe you should follow suit.
You are in Barovia, are you not, Zug?
I don't trust Zug.
Perhaps that crown isn't working as well as we thought.
You shouldn't trust me either.
Hmm. Very well. It would seem as though you are satisfied. I will take your word. So to the Red Temple. Amber Temple.
Red Temple, yeah.
Clay-colored terracotta temple.
The maroon turquoise temple.
Right. That one. Yeah!
Mordenkainen, Mordenkainen pulls out an intricate map.
Ooh. Another map.
That is quite an intricate map you have. How much did it cost you?
Uh,
That's a
it's
valid
hand
question.
drawn.
Ah, a cartographer. A man after my own heart.
He pulls it out and lays it out on the table. And I think we will also pull up a map
Yes.
because I think that would be useful. And it's just going to be.
It's the same goddamn map we already have.
Well, I didn't draw a fancy one.
We've seen it more than Canon.
He's
Ugh.
replicated his own map.
It's a map, all right. You guys have seen the map. We're just using it to show you guys some stuff, all right?
Yeah.
I'll share here. He pulls this map out and he says, we are here. You guys are like up here in the mountains. He says, this is where I was thrust over when he threw me out of Castle Ravenloft. I have explored these areas and I have not found anything of note. Over here, there is a building. I have not visited this building, but I felt a presence while I was there and believe there might be something worth inspecting. He continues.
Wait, is that the windmill we saw?
Yep, this is the windmill.
Ugh.
So this is the windmill that a raven told you very much to stay away
To
from.
fuck off.
And it also looks similar to the windmill that you saw in the house.
We have a
during
deed
your
to that
first
windmill,
session.
don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We Kane pulls out the deed.
Yeah, we own that shit.
I believe we currently own that building.
He lets out almost a laugh, like,
Kane's kind of smirking as well.
He continues on. He says, I assume you have visited Vallaki.
Indeed, we have.
A few times, yes.
Come
We've
on.
met quite an eccentric toy maker there. Sindra here is quite enamored with his creations.
My guy.
He says, there are some other curious vendors who are south of the city, near the Vistani encampment. Might be worthwhile to visit if you are ever heading down that way.
What do you know of them?
I know that they sell more curious items than the vendors who are in town.
Do they sell them at anything less than complete extortionate prices? We
Most
found money
likely
to be
not.
of very little use, unfortunately.
They may not ask for money.
South.
Favors, perhaps.
What is he? I'm
Kane
trying to figure
rips
out what he
Zug.
means by south. Like along the Luna River, what south of just south of the town? What do you
Just south of the town, yeah. So obviously the town here,
so
it's-
it'd be within
In the
Balaki,
woods?
basically. It's like the suburbs of Balaki.
correct, suburb of Lackey, yeah.
We did
Like
not
it'd be
explore
like
that.
here-ish.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. He says, there is a town. And let's see if I can actually figure out where it is. I don't have my own map up. It's here.
What are, yeah,
He
what are
points
these
here.
runes?
What's that?
What
Yeah.
are those runes? I
He
guess.
points
Oh.
to exactly that, and he
My
says,
God, that's hard to see.
these are the ruins of what used to be Berez. This is where I believe the swamp Fane may reside, and where her shrine might have been long forgotten. However, I have heard rumors from Barovians and Valakians alike that there is a witch who resides here of great power.
Would she be someone we need to be greatly concerned about?
I believe so.
Does she sell pies?
Witch and a hag aren't the same thing.
They are all
Oh.
hags to me.
He says, over here, there is an estate. This estate is home. And I lied to you. That's not the estate.
Over here.
The estate's over here. So he points over here and he says, I know that there was a order that resided here centuries ago. They rose up to fight against Strahd as well, long before I came to this plane. I don't know if anyone still resides here.
We
However-
believe we have met them, in fact.
Yeah.
In fact, just on the way here, we were stopped by a revenant representing the Order of the Silver Dragon. He seemed to be quite annoyed that we had yet to pay him a visit, though we have been quite busy in our travels.
He nods. He says, I am not sure if there is any useful knowledge here, but knowing that they did once fight against Strahd, the order, should they still exist, may be useful in the fight. He then comes over down here and he says, so this is where we were just looking at. And he says, far past the town, the ruins of Berez, is the Selenk Pass. This pass is cold. It is windy. It is met with wildlife. There will be challenge here. Be prepared. But once you make it through Selenka Pass, there is a small opening, a cavern. And if you go into it, you will see the temple. The temple itself is quite impressive. It is quite large and very full. There are things here. There are beings of great power, some who are interested in helping, some who are interested in taking. Be wary. Many have come before us, and even I was tempted by the power that lies within.
So this is the temple.
This is the Amber Temple, this little opening right here. He then says, over by the mist wall, I have not visited it myself, but I know there is an estate here. This is where the winery resides. And past the winery, there is a mystic hill. I believe that this hill may be important or crucial to one of our fanes. The druids reside here, and they are not the druids that I have known in other planes.
Those are the thieving druids. It must be.
We have met the Raven folk. They seemed quite amicable. They were attempting to take back the winery. In fact, we had quite a battle there with some plant folk who were rather dangerous.
Yes. And the Druidic Hill is home to an ancient Gulthias tree. Be wary of the tree. It may look like just a tree, but the Gulthias tree is quite dangerous.
I was forced to destroy a Gulthias staff from such a tree. I can't imagine the tree from which that staff originated is anything but grave danger.
He then points over here and he says, there is an ancient tower that resides on a peninsula in Lake Baratok. This tower, it is magically guarded by an ancient mage who fell to the Amber Temple's temptations.
We've been to this tower. We know who resides here. Are you saying that they have fallen to evil?
The mage who trapped the tower via magical means fell to power.
What was his name?
His name? I have his name.
I've been trapped in an elf for a very long time. Let me think.
Forgive me, I feel the remnants of the mind blank spell have not completely subsided.
Hold on. Here we go. His name, here it is. His name was Kazan.
Kazan. I don't remember any reference to him.
Mhm.
No, you haven't heard of him yet. I'm pleased to hear that you did not fall into Kazan's trap.
We met a pair of vampire hunters that have taken up residence in this tower. They seem to have disabled any traps that may have been present.
Vampire hunters, you say?
So called, yes. One, a woman who suffered an injury due to werewolves. She's missing part of her leg. She's using a prosthetic. She and another, an older man named, oh, what was it? Ramesh, do you remember his name?
Is it Van Richten? He goes by many names.
Yes, Van Richten. That's true. He was masquerading as a circus fellow in the town. He gave us quite a run, in fact. They seem to be quite helpful, as herself, as we call her, has helped us on a great many adventures, although she insisted on taking care of some of her own business, preparing for our eventual visit to Castle Ravenloft to deal with Strahd. We have been on our own since.
It sounds like you are making important allies. He says, do you mean Rudolph Van Richten, the legendary hunter?
He did seem to think of himself as quite legendary. Quite a boisterous soul. I can't remember what he went off to do, but he has helped us very little.
That is not surprising. He is a solo artist, as far as I know.
Ez seems to trust him, and we trust Ez. She intends to assist us when we eventually wander or find our way to Castle Ravenloft. I assume when we gather the artifacts that we have been told of and need to venture to the castle, that you might be interested in assisting us in some capacity.
I certainly would be. And this Ez that you speak of, did she lose her leg at the werewolves' den?
We were not there for the events that caused Ez to lose her leg. We simply witnessed the aftermath. It was quite some time ago, but I do seem to remember there being a werewolf den involved, yes.
There is a cave complex west of the lake where the werewolves reside. 2 points of note to remind the party. Number one, you encountered werewolves on the road.
We took some out, didn't we?
You did.
We
And
did.
you encountered them around here. And when you have come to the tower, you have heard at the tower, and also when you were at Lady Fidatov's manor, which is around over here, these 2 times you heard howling.
Perhaps those wolves are in those woods.
Yeah, so you're now that you're learning that there's a den up in here, it's making sense that werewolves are sort of concentrated in this area over here. He says, I do hope that this knowledge is useful for you. I think it is important for you to uncover the artifacts that Madame Ava told you about.
Did he? I know he mentioned the swamp shrine and saying that was a high priority because it's like the ruins of Berez, where he thinks one of the artifacts might be. Is that what he said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to take notes, but I was
it's
typing.
right there.
Yeah.
So he says that of the 3 ladies that he feels most
Strongly.
confident about the location of this shrine being in the swamp of Berez. So there's one of the ladies, so there's the mountain fane, there's the forest fane, and the swamp fane. and the Swamp Fane, he believes that her shrine may be located in the ruins of Berez.
But he also said we can't really do anything with the shrines yet.
He also said that you don't know how to reconsecrate them yet. So that information on how to reconsecrate the shrines may be located at the Amber Temple. So essentially, the information you need lives potentially at the Amber Temple in order for you to figure out how to reconsecrate the shrines. And then there's the actual act of figuring out where the locations are, all the while trying to find these artifacts that are actually going to help you take Strahd out. So the idea here, and what Mordenkainen is telling you, is that even if you were to recover these important artifacts that would assist you in killing Strahd, when you killed him, he would not be dead. And so in order to keep him dead, you need to take away what is giving him his source of power that he stole from the Fanes of the land.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
That's quite the trek to the Amber Temple.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Is that something that we can do at our level, or should we?
Are you asking him this?
Are you metaing the DM, or are you asking more?
Well, at the beginning of the game, it's like, oh, you can't go there. I really don't recommend you go there. And now that we've leveled a bit, and we're getting some story on what to do next on the main quest, is that something we can pursue, or?
No.
Oh,
Okay. I'm
You
glad I asked then.
yeah.
That sounds like the temple before the last temple.
It may not be the first agenda item. Yeah.
We have quite a few good leads to go by.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
are some other places that you should visit first.
Yeah, a bunch of side quests. I want to
I-
mainline this
I-
shit.
Well, you also need to visit many of these locations to find out all of the information and all of the pieces that you need.
I want to go back to that windmill.
The
Dear Lord,
windmill.
I do not want to go to that windmill.
Why
kill the
not? We
druids.
have a deed.
My familiar
can
was
pimp it
super
out.
not psyched about. Even Mordenkainen just said this is a dangerous place.
This whole place is dangerous.
We're not going to the windmill.
Also, do you trust him?
I
He's in
can help
Barovia.
a little bit.
I think Ramiz would just ask. We have found our limits in Barovia quite readily. Where would you suggest we start
Good idea.
upon this path?
He nods. Well, wherever you choose to venture, you will learn more and gain knowledge, and perhaps find various shrine locations in the process. I believe it may be in your best interest to align with I'm trying to figure out if I'm just going to tell you where you should go.
Well, the Revenant was bugging us. I feel like that's something that you've already kind of told us we
Yeah.
should go do.
And
Also,
that's
we've
right
known,
here, isn't it?
It's very close.
right? Yes.
Okay.
Also, we've known about the druids and the wine being a problem, and we've known about that hill for a while. Very long time we were told about that very long ago.
Yeah.
That's a nice tree.
And apparently that may be a shrine.
Right.
Yeah.
He will say, here's what I'll say. I believe you may want to visit various locations before you visit the temple. There are opportunities. I do not know what presides at the windmill, but it may be valuable to find out if there are any books or knowledge there. I also do not know what resides at the old home of the Silver Dragons, but also there may be knowledge to acquire there. I certainly know that the Gulthias tree is a problem, and if not dealt with in a timely manner, I fear the wildlife, as well as the druids and the berserkers of the land, could take over and completely deplete the morale of all of the Barovians, at least what is left.
Mhm.
I also believe visiting the swamp and visiting the old city of Berez could provide useful information. I think it is the most likely place where you could find a Thane, but I also know that the woman in the swamp has complete domain, and people who go there do not typically leave.
Werewolves, vampires, Gulthias trees. It sounds as we are in need of methods to purify impurities. The Silver Order maybe could arm us against these sorts of things.
I was wondering if there was a place you could point us that would have weapons to help us with these giant list of threats.
He nods and he says, I might point you in the direction of the Southern Vallaki vendors, as well as the old home of the Silver Dragons.
Sounds like an excellent start. One is on the way to the other.
Indeed.
When you have learned more information and have recovered the artifacts, come find me, and I will help you in your fight against Strahd.
Where will you be?
In my mansion, of course.
Didn't we like teleport here or something? Open a
No,
portal?
we took a boat across the lake, remember?
So the mansion is like here, like the entrance is up here. And going into the mansion, you felt like a shift in polarity.
Oh, okay. I thought we went here and rescued him, and then he led us further into a mansion, but it looks like we went back across the lake over here.
No. You are like still all the way up.
Yeah,
in
we're up here.
Yeah. You are up in the forest above Lake Zarovich.
Wait, your pictures are covering it. Okay, up there.
Yeah, up here.
Okay. So this is where the mansion is?
Yeah. It's up in
Okay.
the Svalik Woods.
Kane actually knows that mansion exists on like another plane, but I guess Mordenkainen already said that even that plane is trapped within this one.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, we can come back here. Don't see a problem with that. Are we all wrapped up here?
You ask him that?
I'm asking like the party.
I have some things that I want to discuss with Mordenkainen.
Okay, please go ahead. I'll be stuffing my face.
Mordenkainen, I have some questions for you.
Hmm.
I have struggled deeply to obtain any significant source of knowledge or magic here. There are some spells that I've retained from your tutelage, but I'm curious as to whether you can help me fill some gaps. Perhaps in
Yes.
return, I can aid you in filling some gaps of your own with your spell book missing. I might be able to contribute some backup spells to you.
Yeah, of course. I would be happy to assist, however you might find me useful.
What'd you say?
He says, I would be happy to assist, however you might find me useful.
Excellent.
So like, what do you want to actually?
I'm curious as to whether or not he can help me fill in some. I've had some tough choices to make when we level with regard to what to put points into,
Hmm.
and because we don't really have like, there's some really important stuff like counterspell and dispel and like all this utility stuff that I needed. I've left some stuff on the table for sure, and I'm curious as to whether or not he can help me add some things to my spell book. And in return, because he's missing a spell book, I might be able to help him rebuild. I assume he only has certain spells that he knows right now because he doesn't have a spell book. He might be able to give me some of those spells, and I can help him write down spells that I have that he doesn't have. An exchange of knowledge.
You torrenting spells over there, bro?
Basically, yeah.
Illegal.
Peer to peer.
Yeah,
You
so
mean
copying.
mentor to peer?
Yeah.
he nods. What spells are you considering?
I might want to go over this later. I don't have like a list in front of me, but I wasn't prepared for this, but there are definitely like a few that I remember thinking, oh crap, I really want that. And I
Just get
couldn't
wish
dig
while
it.
you're at it.
That's level 9. I'm nowhere near being able to cast that. I'm still restricted by my level.
Can't you like at least take the notes down?
Maybe that's a good question.
Mm.
Can I talk to him about things that I can't cast them obviously, but can I record them? So if I get to the level where I would be able to, would I be able to already have them in the book?
Yeah, you could write the spell down.
Okay.
And
Damn.
then when you are at a certain level, you would be able to perform it.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a few like a summon of some kind I think would be really helpful for us because we're only a 4-party group. That help. Polymorph would be very, very helpful.
I think like weapon enchantments might be helpful
Weapon enchantments.
because none of us have magical weapons. Well, we have a silver short sword, and that's it.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah.
Um,
Those are tricky though, because you need a spell slot for every single one of those enchantments you cast.
Okay.
And so I would very rapidly just have no spells
Well, just give it to
at
Zod
all.
or Syndra.
Right.
Probably Syndra.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a low enough spell level, it's better than like me using magic missiles or something like that. Trying to see if I have my notes. I didn't make very good notes about spells that I didn't have but wanted.
so he has a bunch of
Oh, I know. A couple. Like one of them would be it would be nice to have sending, again, another utility that would allow us to communicate with like him or Ez. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you know what sending is. It's a 3rd level spell. You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with an intelligence score of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence. But if the target is on another plane than you, there is a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. Obviously, we don't have any reason to send any spells to anybody outside the plane, but to get a hold of Mordenkainen or to get a hold of Ez, possibly Van Richten, or maybe even any of these people like the Order of the Silver Hand that we run into, like it'd be a nice way of getting RP answers in that aren't just us asking you as a DM directly, like metagaming. That might be kind of nice to have.
Ramiz could like drunk text as like every night.
Right. Exactly. No, you'd
Just
make
like
me.
sleeping and suddenly like,
Just an eggplant
hey babe,
image appears.
what you wearing?
Mhm. You up?
What are you sharpening?
Oh god. But yeah, that polymorph. I'm looking over my list now of things that I don't have. Have that. Have that. Web would be nice. That's one that your character has in Michael's game. I have Dispel. I have Counterspell. I have Fireball. I have Fly. I have Hypnotic Pattern. I have Hut. Yeah, like a summon. Beyond that, like spells that I don't have any levels in that could be interesting for us is like greater invisibility that I can cast on the party. That would be cool for us doing sneaky stuff. I really want polymorph like that. That's really high on my list because that can solve all kinds of neat little utility problems. Like we could turn Zug into a mouse and have him crawl under a door and then turn back into a human and he got through a door that's impenetrable or something like that.
You mean you can turn Zug into a human in the first place?
Sure.
No.
Yes. Like stone shape would be really helpful, especially later in the game when we end up surrounded with stone and like caves and stuff. Beyond that, I haven't really thought about it, but those are the things that I had written down here on this list. Oh, telekinesis. Anything beyond that, though, I doubt we'll get to any levels that would support any spells beyond that point. Because I think this is hypothetically like an up to level 10 campaign, right?
I mean, we'll see.
It's slightly extended, so it might be higher than that.
Yeah, maybe.
I've modified the campaign and Strahd is actually more challenging.
Oh, fun. Great. Not worried about that at all.
So level 10 may actually not be the final. So he has polymorph and he can write that spell down for you. He has web and he can write that down for you. But those are the only spells that you mentioned that he has.
Okay, well, that's something. Polymorph is really important for when we level up. I'll be able to equip that. Web is also a really nice utility for helping the party. It doesn't do any damage, but it's, I don't know what it is in 5e. It might create advantage or just slow people down, but that might be really good against stuff like hordes of undead or werewolves, spooky stuff in large quantities.
Werewolves.
Magic trees.
Nice.
Mm, Did you
Keen
mention?
pulls. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you didn't.
Um,
There's also Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion.
Yeah,
level
fuck
is
the
that?
tiny hut.
Oh yeah, can we make can I summon a mansion? Can I summon your mansion, Morning Canaan? Wait, that's a good point. Even if it's like difficult and very long to cast, that could give us a shortcut to just be able to talk to him or come to him without needing like to go across the lake and everything. We could just open the door straight to the mansion, assuming it's the same mansion and not another one.
It is not the same mansion.
Oh,
The spell creates a mansion and a floor plan that you want. It's kind of like a very fancy tiny hut.
is it something you can cast as a ritual?
Yes. Yeah, it's a 1 minute cast.
If that's true, then I actually casting it as a ritual precludes the need to have the spell slot at that level. So that would actually work.
It's much too high of a level for you right now.
Oh, I thought if you have the spell and you're casting it as a ritual, you don't need a spell slot for it.
You still need to be that level, right?
Correct. You still need to be a certain level to cast a certain level spell. So you cannot cast a 7th level spell until you are
10.
maybe level 10. Yeah.
Ugh.
I guess I could write it down.
Mm-hmm.
That was last night's video. You heard?
Cold pizza is not good.
Do you want me to warm it up and then you warm it?
No. I'm sorry that our opinions are very different about this.
Cold pizza?
I don't like cold pizza. I don't think it's good. I think hot pizza is way better.
I'm not sitting here claiming that cold pizza is better.
It only takes like 1 minute to microwave.
Yeah, but then it's like squishy warm pizza.
You gotta do a combination of the microwave with a wet towel on top and then a air fryer. Solve the problem.
Air fryer.
It's a very tricky combination though. It's basically magic. You have to be a wizard.
Yeah, I'm not 10th level.
I don't know about a bard. I don't know if you could pull it off.
So you exchange some spells with Mordenkainen.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem particularly interested in what you have.
Okay. Fine. He's not interested in remove curse.
I've
This is a
seen
really
better.
cursy place.
He's got a list that's pretty robust.
Do you have any mind blank spells?
He does, yeah, actually.
Yeah, what about mind blank? What level is that? I don't even know that spell.
It's 8th level.
That's not happening anytime soon.
Mm.
I don't even
No,
know what you
sure.
would use that for anyway.
You guys want to have any more chat?
Hell no. I'm done with this fucking guy. Boring.
Done with it.
Before we depart, I did want to ask one favor.
Sure.
Do you have any wine to go?
The wine created here in the mansion would become quite distasteful taken outside of the mansion.
No offense, but our opinions may differ when it comes to what wine may taste like outside your mansion.
I assume that you do not prefer the flavor of dust.
Nothing can leave the
Dusk is
mansion. Got
just Dust is just dry wine. Just add water and I'll be fine.
He hands you a bottle. And he says, find out what you must.
Thank you, Elk Mage. Are you eating more cold pizza?
No. he's
It's hard to
eating-
tell, you're so blurry.
He's eating licorice now. One day will not be blurry. Someday. Thank you.
So what happened? What do we get? What was
Do
the
we
last
just
bit of
leave?
information?
I had some spells in my book, but nothing that is immediately useful because I am not high enough level, but some fun stuff. I mean, polymorph will be very helpful when we level up next.
All right.
All
It
right.
sounds like we're gonna head back to Vlaki. We'll check out those vendors on the southern border of the town, see if there's any weapons there. And then we'll continue on to the Order of the Silver Dragon before the Revenant pays us another visit and maybe isn't quite as friendly as the first two times.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's do it.
Oh, did he not have any kind of summon spell or anything like that?
No, no
Okay.
summoning. All right. Ugh. Enough. We'll fly. Okay. Mordengaden looks pensively and he says, it is difficult to be here. I know we all wish to return to our homes. We must not give up hope, and we must not submit to the temptations of power that this land provides. Strahd himself submitted to the power. He believes that no one can challenge him. But what he does not understand is that he is a prisoner here as well. Be
How's the rest of
cautious. Be careful. But also make haste.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the wine.
What is it?
All right,
What time is it?
getting to be nighttime.
Can we rest here before we go back to Valaki across the lake?
You just leave here, bro. This nice ass mansion.
Are you
Yeah.
asking?
Yes.
Oh,
May we stay the night here? It seems to be quite late. It would be nice not to have to traverse the dark forests of Barovia, if possible.
The servants come and beckon you. And he says, certainly, my servants will take you to your individual sleeping quarters.
Mm.
Beautiful. Is McKenna
my
still
own-
there?
Why, thank you.
Maybe not.
Can I get my own bed? Hot damn.
So you guys are taken to your chambers and they are lavish and large, and you all get to sleep in your own beds tonight in separate rooms.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Look how far we've come.
You have come very far. You normally don't get to do that. This is a luxury. You awake the next morning. You slept better than you have in quite some time.
Yeah.
You feel rested.
I feel rested.
I feel so rested.
What a lovely dream.
Mordenkainen greets you in the common area as you are preparing to embark. I have one thing for you before you leave,
Coffee?
in addition to the hot morning drink.
Morning drink.
And he flicks his fingers, and you all receive
Oh shit. 2 levels.
no levels.
Oh.
A charm of heroism.
Charm of heroin.
All 4 of you receive a charm of heroism, which acts like a potion of heroism and can be used as an action. And it allows you for 1 hour after consuming your charm, you gain 10 temporary hit points that last for an hour. And for the same duration, you're under the effect of the bless spell.
Damn.
So you can consume your charm of heroism as an action, and you can use it whenever you want. And then you get 10 hit points for an hour, and you are blessed. And bless allows you to, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
Pretty good charm. And it's castable once per day.
No, just one-time use.
It's like a potion.
So it's like a potion of heroism, but it's a charm of heroism.
It's like a potion, but you're charmed with it. So like you don't
What's
physically have the item.
Oh,
and each
we
of
are
you-
currently charmed.
You are each charmed.
So
So it's like each of you is holding a potion. The idea here is that you don't just get 4 potions that you can use whenever you want on whatever person. Each of you has one, and it is attached to your physical being.
We're currently under this.
You are all currently charmed.
I put a reference to it in magic items.
Charm
I
of
added-
heroism
I added
acts like a
of-
potion of heroism when you use it as an action.
Yeah, I added potion of heroism, but I'll make a note.
Okay.
Potion of heroism gives you 10 hit points, temporary hit points, and gives you the effect of bless, which lets you make an attack roll or saving throw and add a d4 to that number. Cool.
Yes. Thank you.
Now go!
Jesus.
Now go.
Now get out of my house.
Get off
Get on my lawn, you kiddos! All right, you guys head out back into the woods.
Can we
Back
say
down
that we
Mountain to our little
just
boat
go to
across the lake.
Can we say that we go to the outskirts of Valaki without having to RP getting in a boat again?
That's assuming that you're not encountering anything along the way.
Can you let us know if we encounter anything and then fast forward that a little bit?
Well, before we do any of that, I need to describe the day to you guys.
Is it foggy?
Outside is misty, overcast,
Okay.
That doesn't
breezy,
sound like Barovia at all.
and there's a light rain.
We need to get that music going in the background.
Yeah, I should get a little drizzle noise.
I hate this place.
Actually, I have a there was a cool soundtrack I found yesterday for
There's one on Spotify that's really good.
okay. So you guys make your way down the mountain with very little trouble and no encounters. And you make your way across the lake and towards the town of Valaki. What way do you guys want to take? You can head down straight into the city of Valaki. You can also head to the outskirts of Valaki on the
Stay on the
southern and
outskirts.
or western side.
let's do that.
Stay outside. Okay. So outside of Valaki on the outskirts of town. Hold on. Wait. Can I share my sound? Maybe you guys can just hear it. Can you guys hear that?
Mm-mm.
No.
I have to like share this, I think, yeah. And then they can hear it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I wish you could just share sound on Zoom. You can't share sound without also sharing screen.
Wait, Blacky's like really
This is cool.
This isn't Valaki.
Okay.
Way too
This
big
is-
for Valaki.
This is a bad representation of the town of Valaki. This is, I don't know who picked this picture, but I don't.
Looks like the weather was described.
This feels okay. Like
Yes.
that could be like the tavern, that could be like town square, but like, yeah, it doesn't go up into hills like
Nothing
that.
up on the hill. Got it. Just gonna cover
No.
that up.
That's lies and slander. Okay, so on the outskirts of town, you pass a few shops. There's a few shops out here. I'm gonna describe what they are to you. You see a really small general store called the Dusklight Supply Shop. You see a what looks like a Fletcher or like a bow shop called Seligal's Hovel. And you see a interesting and quirky herbology shop. And it's labeled Jenny's Shack.
Jenny's Shack.
I don't know about any of these places.
So there was an herbology shack. What was the other stuff you described?
A Fletcher.
Like a
Fletcher?
There's a general store called the Dusklight Supply Shop. And looking in like one of the windows, you can see that it sells sort of like some standard items. It looks like rope, candles, torches, lanterns, that kind of standard adventuring equipment. Looks like this shop sells things that would help you, you know, patch a wagon or build a house. Then there's the Fletcher, and it's actually, it doesn't really look like an actual shop, but rather kind of like someone's house. And it's located outside of Lackey's walls. And it's kind of, yeah, it kind of just looks like a house rather than a shop. And it says like a really small sign at the top, Seligel's Hovel. And looking inside, you actually see a bunch of ranged weapons. Bows, crossbows, ammunition, things like that. And then in the you see another small shop, and it's called Jenny Shack, and it's got dirt floors. There are vines that are climbing throughout the wooden walls, and it's it carries an air of mystery.
I like mystery. Probably go check that out.
I suppose the wizard has made his choice. Hermes will follow.
I'll go too. That sounds fun.
You guys enter the shack and open the door, and a little bell rings as you come inside. A small, slender old woman walks from what she was doing to behind her little podium counter. She eyes you mischievously.
Hermes is just staring at
Is
it.
she up to something? She's looking for a deal.
She she basically just looks at you and kind of cocks her head. And she says, "How did you find my shop?" Genuinely curious.
A crazy old man told us about it.
You hear from outside a very loud, prominent snorting sound, like a I'll take a nature check.
It's paid. Oh boy.
From everybody?
Yeah.
17.
Dang, smart ass dog. 20.
18.
Nature. There. Oof. Let's see. That's not great.
So those of you who
12.
rolled a 13 or higher recognize recognize this noise as definitely some kind of a pig, but it sounds like a giant pig, and you have not seen anything like that here.
Are there any windows to this shop? Like in the front?
Only a small window in the front, and the shop itself, like I said, it's dirt floors and there's vines crawling, and the whole shop actually has like a smell of like kind of must and earthiness.
Can I look out the window?
You look out the front window and you see the road that you came in from.
Do I see some sort of large
No, the noise came from the back side of the building.
oh,
Was that
I
the
thought
giant pig?
She gives you a toothy grin. Ah, that's just Toady.
Toady. And you must be Jenny?
I'm Jenny.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Jenny. We are very interested in what sorts of things you sell here.
Well, as you can see, I have many different plants. I have many different potions. I perform a little bit of alchemy here and there. And she takes you over to her counter and shows you a wide array of different potions.
You don't happen to be running a sale of some description at this point in time, do you?
A sale?
Yes, well, we've
Well, all
found
of these potions are for sale.
Nice.
we've found the economy of Barovia to be trying.
Yes, unfortunately, the economy here has gone to absolute shit. I, on the other hand, do not intend to gouge my customers. All of the potions here you will find at quite a reasonable price.
And what sorts of potions are we looking at?
Well, I'm going to tell you what potions she's selling. Okay. So she's actually gonna pick some stuff up. I'm gonna open up D&D Beyond real quick because I know some things I want to do, but I want to be able to describe them all to you. So give me a sec, guys.
Oh, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. I want to find like a good list of potions. I think that the best place to look is actually on the like character page. Like when you go to inventory and you go to search for things. Where's the browse magic items? Here we go. Okay, all right. I found the list. Okay. She picks up a purple colored potion with little bubbles in it. And she looks at Ramis and she smiles. Again, mischievously.
Good.
Well, this one will help with your manhood. And she cackles.
And you selected this one first because
Well, it's such a beautiful color. Would you not agree?
my manhood. Thank you very much that you call me Ramis the Golden.
She picks up another potion and she says, this one, and it's green and it has little flecks in it. And she says, this one will unleash a hail of acid upon your enemies.
Now we're talking. Okay. And how does this work? We simply throw it at them, or we?
You could throw it at them, or if you're feeling particularly inclined, you could drink it.
Perhaps we should come with instructions.
She picks up another potion. You need to get your eyes off my potions list.
Are these all user-created potions?
No, some, but no. Actually, maybe they are.
Oh, yeah, this is homebrew.
Oh, why am I in the homebrew section? No, I don't want that.
If you, game rules or sources, maybe. I think play the DM's guide. Do you mind if I turn? If you want to find on this page potions.
It's usually in this.
Magic items.
Yeah. They also have like a store stalker as well.
Yeah, why is this just not easier to find?
Well, because it comes in the rule books, because that's how it's all like sold, you know.
This, yeah, I see homebrew. This is just game rolls. These are
I
spells.
think they are magic items. Technically.
Yeah. Okay. So you think it's just under magic items? Yeah, I think so. And these potions are here. Yeah. Okay.
But I
Only
want,
2 full pages of potions.
I want the homebrew boner potion though, for sure.
That actually I didn't find in the homebrew section.
You just made that up.
Yeah, that's actually one of her bestsellers.
Hmm.
Okay. I can't do this with you looking. You have to not look.
I just look at you.
Yeah, just look at my face. Look at McKenna. Look. Just look at McKenna's cat.
Oh, she's back.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to actually see one of my cats? There's Nibs.
Aw.
Oh, hi,
There's
Nibs.
Momo.
Aw, look at them hanging out.
Got dual kitties today.
Dual kitties. You're dual wielding kitties.
That's right. That's how I
Deadly.
roll.
She she picks up another potion, and it's red and viscous. And she says, "Don't ask what I put into this one, but it will heal you in time of need."
What did you put in it?
I told you not to ask.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Suck.
Is there a discount if I don't ask?
She picks up a blue potion that is airy, and looks almost ethereal. And she says, "I haven't tested this one out myself, but I'm pretty sure that it will allow you to breathe underwater for extended periods of time."
That's cool.
Interesting.
Ever need to go
Yes.
diving? That'll be great.
Mhm.
And she then picks up a very large, bright orange potion that's glowing. And she says, "Now, this potion, it took me a very long time to gather all of the ingredients to bottle this one. But if used properly, it will make you gigantic."
Oh.
I gave just a little bit to Tony, and look at him.
You
Ah.
have Eddie that
Ah.
will make you golden.
What is the cost of a potion like this?
Oh, this one is perhaps the most expensive potion that I have. You seem like a friendly and interesting lot.
Yeah.
I'll charge you 300 gold for it.
Yeah, no.
Have you anything like werewolf pheromones or like something anti-vampiric? I don't know alchemy. I don't know what I'm shopping for exactly.
She nods her head.
Of course.
I certainly do. There are some very friendly trappers in Valaki who sometimes bring me bits and bobs and pieces for me to work with. I happen to have the blood of the lycanthrope antidote.
Ooh.
That could be useful on Zug. We believe he has fallen victim. Just look at him.
She does. She looks at him. She grabs his arm, like pulls it out in front of her head, and she lifts it up and she inspects it.
I was joking. I apologize.
This is a bite of a goat.
She says, "Never prank a prankster." She turns and she hobbles back over to her back wall, and she pulls a couple of potions, and she puts them. She hands one to Ramesh and she hands one to Zug. The one she hands to Zug is brownish red, and she says, "This should certainly help with your predicament. This one is only 25 gold." Which, for reference, is an extremely reasonable price.
But what is
Someone wanted to charge you 100 gold for a map.
what is this potion? This is the cure?
This is an antidote
Or wolfism.
for wolfism.
Yes.
Probably get one of those.
Mm.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and just motion. Someone pay the man.
She says,
And this one?
the one she handed to Ramesh, this one is kind of like a lavender, like a dark lavender. And she says, "Yes, this one will cure, well, let's say accidental polymorph. There are toxins. Many of them come from the Gulthias tree that looms at the mist wall.
Mm.
This will help you in the case of toxic polymorph."
To know a great deal about this situation.
Well, I have been
this-
alive for quite some time, and when you live to be as old as I have, and in the same spot for as long as I have, you learn a great deal.
You don't look a day over 29.
Oh, stop it, you.
Oh boy. Ramesh will hold his potion and turn back to the party and say, "This could be quite useful. Do we need
Fair.
at least 4 of them, or should we just cross our fingers?"
She turns to Ramesh and she says, "Can you tell me, what do you need all of these potions for? Every now and then I get someone who comes in who wants something very specific, but you seem to have breadth. Tell me about what you are doing."
As the greatest of songs, we do have range. You are quite perceptive. We are on a number of quests. All we hope to be very beneficial to the people of Barovia, like yourself.
Beneficial to myself and the people here, you say?
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a valiant quest indeed, young one.
We believe so, yes.
She goes back behind her little counter podium once again, and she bends down And you hear like a couple of cracks as she does.
Oh, God.
And she picks up something between her fingers and brings it over to you. She hands it to Ramiz. And she says, if you are ever in need, I want you to have this. She hands you a little wooden coin. And it has carved into it in very small text. It says, pretty penny, show me Jenny. She says, if at any time you might need my assistance, all you must do is flip the coin and utter the words. But please be careful and be wary. This coin should only be used in an emergency. And I assure you, you will never want to use this coin while you are indoors. Use it outside only.
Thank you.
That is quite kind of you, Jenny.
Most gracious. We will use it only if necessary.
Good. I can't be everywhere at once, you know.
Yes. No, of course not. I believe we would like to purchase some of these potions from you. What do we say, group? The Gulthias antidotes?
Yes,
And
that's
the-
an excellent idea. We wouldn't want to turn any into any grotesque tree folk.
No.
I'll take the wolfism potion.
Okay, so Zug is going to buy a lycanthrope antidote.
You don't want to just become a lycanthrope?
So basically you have a kind of anti-werewolf, an antidote for werewolfism that you can purchase for 25 money.
$5, Starbucks.
You have a toxic polymorph antidote that you can purchase for 25 money. You have a potion of giant size that you can purchase for 300 money.
I don't know about that.
You have a love potion that you can purchase, and for you, it's only 10 gold.
But how much is it per cane?
Also 10 gold.
Yeah, that's should I try to negotiate with my charm? Do we think Jenny could be charmed any further beyond the coin she gave us, or do we think that's generous enough?
Seems fair.
I feel like she's being pretty generous.
What's the point of having all this goddamn charisma? Okay.
You can always try.
Yeah,
But you
try.
gotta roll
Yeah.
for it.
Why not?
She looks like somebody who could appreciate a little bit of charm.
Jenny, we would like to purchase 4 of your venomous polymorphism cures and 1 of your werewolf cure. However, I think this may only be the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. I believe we will come back to you often and for quite some time. Is there a way we could perhaps work out a mutually beneficial arrangement? Maybe we can gather supplies for you for some kind of a discount, or perhaps you would just like to see a friendly face every once in a while and smiles.
Roll persuasion.
All right, don't let me down, digital dice.
Can I help him?
Do you
I'll be
have
I
in the
can help him.
background winking.
like
can
you?
cast-
What are you gonna do to help this roll?
That's a 25
Add a D4 to it.
plus D4.
What are you
Yeah,
doing to help this
guidance.
persuasion?
I'm
I'm slapping him on the shoulder.
That's a 29.
I'm grabbing him on both shoulders, and I'll like put my head over and I'll just like wink at Jenny. I'm like,
I think like for me, suddenly confused by all the touching, like brush. I think like smiling, I'm like,
But that was a 29.
She smiles at the group of men who are all touching each other.
Very
And
seductive.
winking. Don't forget winking.
And winking. She says, well, I would very much like for you to come back. I am happy to work out a deal with friendly travelers.
Hmm.
How about I offer you all of the potions you want, these 5 potions, for 100 gold total.
That is most generous.
And if you find anything interesting, any interesting plants on your travels, bring them to me, and I would be happy to turn them into potions for you.
Hmm.
I love to experiment and try new things, which I hope is not a deterrent for you wanting my potion.
Not at all.
Got yourself
No,
a deal,
no.
Jenny.
Do we have? I don't think we've gone herbalizing, so I don't think we have anything.
Can I
give her
show
right now.
Jenny my dusk wine and see if she can do anything with it?
Yeah, by the way, we didn't talk about that, but as soon as you left the mansion in the morning, that entire bottle just turned to dust in your hand.
Oh, so it's like even the
bottle
bottle
is
itself?
dust.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone.
Oh, wow.
Have some dust.
Can I just
You
like
just
carry
have
it
a
around like
handful
really
of
This
gray
used
carefully?
dust.
to be wine.
Did you keep the dust and hold on to it the entire?
Yes. If I go back into that mansion, it will be wine again, right?
There's unlimited wine in the mansion.
Then what are we doing
Yeah,
out
you can
here?
show her the dust if you want.
Why are we adventuring?
Yeah, go ahead and show
be
her the
getting
dust. Do
drunk.
it.
I need you to analyze this dusk and see if you can make some sort of wine potion.
She scoots up like one little step at a time, and she gets down and she bends her tiny hunched back over and puts her face in it,
And then she sneezes.
picks up a tiny bit of the dust pile and examines it and with her eyes. And then she while you're still holding it in your hands, she reaches, she smells it, and then she goes and she tastes a tiny bit of it.
That's a
And she
valid
goes-
test.
That is dust.
I do not know what you were expecting, Zug.
It was worth a try.
Jenny, you have a deal. We are very pleased to have met you this day.
Well, I am pleased to have met you as well. Please know that my shop is opened to you at any time. And she gives you the potions and she wraps cute little strings on them.
Oh, thank you, Jenny.
And she says, and please don't forget about the coin.
Yes, thank
We
you.
have the coin tucked away. I have no doubt that it will save our hides in the future.
Hmm. Hopefully not our wolf hides. Ha!
Hopefully not. No.
Yes, please do not return if you are wolves.
No,
Well,
we will
we-
not do that to Toady.
We have a potion for that now. Thank you.
You have gold? I don't have gold. Do we have?
I have it.
100
I have
gold?
it. I did it. I'm
I
doing it
have
right now.
10. I have 10 gold.
She
No, don't worry. It's coming out of the party sack.
Okay, I was like,
Party
I think I
sack?
have like 5 gold.
So where's the party's money at right now?
Oh, I have 40
How,
gold.
how much total? I
Yeah,
don't
how
know.
much do
If
you-
anybody has personal gold, they've got that themselves. But I've been tracking party gold with Lady Fiditov's endowment.
Generous
That's-
contribution.
Yes, very generous contribution. We're at 3,573 gold after buying the
Okay.
potion.
That's a lot of
We have a lot of-
money.
Hey, hey, bookkeeper,
Yes.
can you add 45 gold to our mutual pile so I can just take it out of my personal inventory?
Sure can, buddy.
Add 10 from me, please.
Okay, so you're gonna give her 100 gold for the potions, and you're going to acquire, and I'll say these for you. So you are acquiring 4 Thessal toxin antidotes, and I'm gonna go ahead and post that in,
Vessel toxin.
yes.
Can I just call it this antitoxin item that already exists?
I put potion of toxic
Yeah.
polymorph.
That's fine.
Ramesh hands these items out to the party.
And then you also acquire 1 blood of the lycanthrope antidote.
Blood of the lycanthrope antidote.
And Jenny grabs a really small vial with purple liquid in it. And she like coyly hands it to Ramesh, like kind of like almost
it's
like
the
nudging him
fucking
on the
love
side,
potion.
and like puts it in his hand. And then she like leans up and she almost whispers and she says, "For assistance in areas of physical conquest." And like she winks.
I think Ramesh will whisper back, "I'll keep it next to your coin." And stuff it in his pants, like straight in the front of his pants. Did I make the old lady blush?
No, she's not blushing, but she's
Salivating.
no, she's like she's taken aback. Like you, like she seems like the kind of person who doesn't react. Like she's the initiator and the leader of the conversation, and she's reacting. She's like,
What's up?
oh. Okay.
So what should I add? Small? Should I add?
Love potion.
Okay.
Yeah. Small love potion.
Love. Filter of love. There's actually, oh, this is funny. Next time you see a creature within 10 minutes after drinking this potion, you become charmed by that creature for 1 hour. I don't think that's what you're describing,
No.
but that is a funny potion.
No, this potion is supposed to
It's
help
just,
in areas of physical conquest.
so she gave me Viagra.
Yes, she
Okay.
gave you Viagra.
Uh,
And before you go, she makes one more comment. There is also just a very small chance that it will cause your manhood to grow coarse hair for about a month. So just know that if that happens, it's normal and it's okay. And then she like winks.
Wow, a lot of thought was put into this potion.
The one thing I had prepared.
Thank you very much.
And
We should be going.
you leave Jenny's shop, and on the way out, you see, well, I mean, you hear and you smell, and then you see a giant pink spotted gray boar
Fun.
with a tiny little rickshaw in a small picketed yard right outside, right at the back of the house.
Wink.
This boar is huge. It's like horse-sized boar.
This was Toady.
Toady.
You must be Toady.
On brand.
Do I have an apple or something?
You might have like a small piece of bread or fruit.
A little bit with my goobery hand.
He fucking loves that shit.
Yeah. Hello, Toady.
Toady. Toady is very sweet.
Where should we go next? This is turning out to be a fine day.
Gotta go to that Silver Dragon mansion.
No, here, Zug, there are so many more shops. There are two more shops.
There's an
Ramesh
shop.
walks into the butcher,
Seligal's hovel.
the hovel.
Oh, is that the
Ramis-
general store?
There's also a small general store.
Oh, the Fletcher and the general store. Okay.
Yeah. So Celigo's Hovel, it's not really an official shop, but it kind of looks like a house. Which you're getting the vibe that these places kind of are houses that have been converted into
Two in
shops on
one.
the outskirts.
I don't think they have a business license. but-
MLM.
Okay.
And there is a tall, lean figure not facing you when you walk in with a gray hood. And out the back of the gray hood, you see something quite familiar. Long, dark brown ears.
These are dusk elf ears.
Yes. The walls are lined with bows, crossbows, ammo, and yeah. You see lots of nicely crafted ranged weapons.
Ramis will whisper to Sindra, "This seems like your kind of place." And then like look at the weapons, but also the proprietor.
He turns around to look at you all and sees Zug. And then his attention turns to Sindra. And he like puts down what he was working on and he like rubs his eyes for a second. And then he looks at you again.
I'm just gonna be
And-
staring back.
His mouth like drops to be like slightly agape.
Ramis is like feeling awkward. He's, yes, she is real.
And he like clears his throat. How can I help you?
My friends and I here are looking for some weapons. Thought we'd
Well-
peruse your shop.
Yes, certainly you can. I make weapons as you can see.
Do you have anything that might help us against lycanthropes or vampires?
Oh, well, unfortunately, no. I have plenty of ammunition, but nothing made of silver, if that's what your meaning is.
It's unfortunate.
I make bows that are designed for mostly elves, mostly male elves. And he is like stumbling over his words. What, can I inquire as to who you are? I have not seen or heard of a female elf since I was 13.
What?
How old are you now?
Oh, now I am nearly 100.
Oof. Sorry, my dude.
So adolescence strikes elves around the same time it does humans, huh?
So you know that
I give him the love potion. Just kidding.
when you visited the encampment that had all the elves, you only saw male elves. There were no female elves.
Mhm.
And you were received with a very similar reaction from them.
Yeah, they were all killed.
All of the female elves were slaughtered. Yeah. Which is what Strahd did to punish the elves for their betrayal, is he killed all the females so that they could not reproduce.
About that part. Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Don't get any ideas, Buster.
Yeah.
Do do the others know about you? Are you a dusk elf?
I am, right? I don't remember. I thought I was like,
You thought you were something else, and when you came here, you actually found out
that's
that
right.
you
Okay.
are you are a dusk elf.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you are correct. I'm a dusk elf. My friends and I have traveled from far away. We're
Hmm.
visiting for now.
Yeah, we're visiting. Definitely not trapped here. Don't worry, everything's fine.
Yeah, we could go back home whenever we want.
Anytime
Whenever we
want.
want.
We just don't want.
We just really love it here, and the atmosphere,
You
the
know that
weather.
rain? Yeah, it's wonderful.
He looks at your crossbow and he says, I think your crossbow might be of greater power than anything that I am selling here.
All right, bye. Okay.
See ya. We know when we've out leveled a shop.
Yeah, I mean, you have a magical crossbow, so unless he was selling something really amazing, it's probably going to be of equal or lesser
Mm.
value. That doesn't mean that anyone else
Are
couldn't
you
buy a bow.
here?
What?
I said, why are you here?
Why
Out of
is he
character.
here?
Out of character. I'm teasing the fact that he exists.
Oh, I mean, he's a bowyer.
It's okay. Our archery person is fulfilled physically.
I am also an archery type.
Are
Yeah,
you?
For-
I thought you were a stabby boy.
I like to do.
I dabble.
I dabble.
Release,
Clearly.
you inspect the wall and you notice that each bow and crossbow is a work of art, honestly. They are beautiful and intricate.
We may not be able to replace your weapons, Indra, but these weapons are remarkable. Do I get a sense of, like, they are not just aesthetically beautiful, they are functionally beautiful?
They are aesthetically beautiful and functional, so you can purchase anything in the realm of
Are they like bows +1 or something?
let me find what I want to find for you. And I want to find a bow. Okay. So yeah, so you see quite a few things. There is a gorgeous stringed bow that looks like it's about your size, and it has intricate carvings of flowers in the side. And we'll give it a stat block of a +1 weapon. So ranged weapon, +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think I'm only proficient in crossbows. Oh, and short bows.
Yeah, if you can use a crossbow, you can use this.
Does that mean it's a crossbow +1?
Oh, it's the same stat block. It's just aesthetic.
Crossbows and short bows do different damage,
Oh, wait,
at least in my inventory they do.
hold on. Find. It's gonna be a short bow, not a.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, it's gonna be a short bow.
Is anybody like, does +1? It's like to damage, right?
Bonus, yeah, to damage.
Whatever you roll, it's like +1.
Mm.
And how much for this beautifully crafted weapon? We are friends of Jenny's. If it's any, consolation.
Whatever that
continues
may
to-
afford us.
He's still staring at Sindra. And he says,
I am a friend of hers for what it's worth.
well, I think you should just have it. He picks it up off the wall and he hands it to you while still staring at Sindra.
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
Just like step back and let him keep staring at Syndra
He's-
while he gets away with this crime.
Yeah, you can sense that like his normal demeanor and personality is like pretty shy. And this is like a very both like insane but also like very emotional experience for him. Like he's feeling even extra shy, but it's also like the craziest thing he's seen in a really long time. Well, please, when you make your way through the city, please stop in. I would love to talk with you more.
We will,
And-
certainly. I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna touch his arm and just be
Ooh,
like, we really appreciate what you've done for us today.
Wow. Wow.
nice. You're toying with him.
Got him. You like make
Yeah.
him cry.
Yes. Yes. Of course.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he like shakes himself like a little bit. Well, goodbye.
See you later.
Did we
Yeah.
did we catch his name?
See ya.
The shop's name is Seligal's Hobble.
Seligal?
Yeah.
And we will presume that you are Seligal.
Yes, I am.
Thank you for your kindness. Until we meet again.
Yes.
Okay. Reese will start to walk away.
Okay.
You just shocked the shit out of that guy.
Nice. We are scoring in these stores.
Wrecked.
Let's finish the last store. Maybe we'll get a deal because we've got Zug with us. Who the fuck knows?
It's a good idea.
So you guys are going to the general store?
General store.
Yeah, general store.
The store is labeled on the outside, the Dusklight Supply Shop.
Mhm.
So you enter the shop and you see a menagerie of some craft work gear that looks pretty standard. You see all sorts of things that you'd find in an adventuring kit: rope, candles, torches, lanterns, crowbars. You see a bunch of supplies, hammers, things to build, things to repair. It is a true general store.
Yeah.
Is there a proprietor of the store at the counter?
There is a small, plump woman
Greetings.
sitting in a chair at the side of the store, reading a book.
Greetings, my good woman. How fare thee today on this misty morning?
Puts her book down. Turn this off. Gotta be going for a while. She puts her book down and looks up, and you see her plump, round face. She has cherry cheeks and a little tiny button nose, and she looks like the cutest little teacup lady you've ever seen. And she says, "Oh, well, hello. I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. Well, people
Always
don't
good to
normally
hear.
ask that sort of thing around here." And she like hobbles over, she like stands up and hobbles over to you guys, and she says, "Well, and how are you, good sir? You're quite the lad, aren't you?"
Is she gonna pinch my muscles?
No.
I'm doing quite well. I still have a full stomach, so I can't complain. Are you the proprietress of this general store?
I am, yes. She used to be my husband and I, but my late husband has well, he has other things going on now. So yes, it is me.
Now he's got other things going on now.
Did you murder your husband?
Oh, that's silly. That's ridiculous. She wouldn't do that.
I am quite unfamiliar with the shops in this area. Could you describe to me what you sell?
Well, yes, if it isn't obvious from our surroundings, I sell all things related to adventuring. She she points you in the direction of all the hardware, and points you in the direction of all of the like gear and different things that you might need while you're camping. She says, "You seem like the kind of lad who would really make use of a crowbar." And she like picks one up and she holds it.
I tend to think of these hands as crowbars. I was wondering if you carry anything armor-like, something I could swing with, like a weapon.
Well, I don't have any weapons, but I have lots of gear if you care to take a look. Though I don't know that any of it would quite fit you, lad.
A common problem I run into.
I have many sewing skills and could be persuaded for a small fee to stitch something together to fit you.
Can you stitch metal together?
Ooh. I can't stitch metal together, but might be able to weld it together, though I am no blacksmith.
Oh, that is a shame.
Do
you know of any blacksmiths in this area?
She says, "Yes, there is a blacksmith in the center of town." Roll
Insight?
No.
Intimidation.
No. Wish I had the damn list of things in front of me.
Sleight of hand.
Skills?
Yeah, the skill lists.
Stealth.
Here we go. Opening it real quick. I'm gonna have you roll deception.
Deception.
What are you tricking her about?
I don't know. Fine. Not. I'm not a
You're rolling
Decepticon.
against her.
Can I roll deception for Zoe?
No.
Okay.
Okay. She frowns. Do you have an issue with the town?
An issue with the town. Why would you say such a thing?
Well, as soon as I mentioned that the blacksmith was in town, you seemed displeased.
I'm sorry if it came across that way. I was just hoping that you would be able to fulfill my needs when it came to armor. I am in particular looking for plate armor, which would be a nice upgrade from my current chainmail.
Well, plate armor would probably be at the blacksmith in the central town area.
Are you getting a finder's fee or something? This is quite a referral.
Do you happen to know the name of the blacksmith?
She says the blacksmith's name is Harry. And he's a good friend of my late husband's.
Uh-oh.
Oh, your husband is dead. I apologize. I thought he was merely occupied somewhere else.
She did say late husband the first time.
Oh,
She did say occupied too.
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
he was doing other things.
Yeah, like
In heaven.
being dead.
he's wearing that wooden onesie, huh? I can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you guys there is nothing here of interest unless you want any of the general store items.
Yeah, no, I got that. I'm just getting
It's a general
location.
store.
Yeah.
Eh,
What about arms? Where might I procure some arms? Swords, axes, the like, spears.
Well, there are arms and crafters right next to the blacksmith shop. You can visit the blacksmith to have something custom made, or you can visit the armorer or the weaponry for something pre-made.
Excellent. Well,
She-
I am sorry that you weren't able to provide me with anything that I need at the moment.
I'm sorry, you suck.
Well, if anything, I provided you with a much needed happy break in the day, as you did for me.
Thank you for your time.
We must
You
be going.
you guys have visited the armorer in Blackgate
Yeah.
before, by the
She
way.
was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have money now, so I want to go see if there's any like good deals or anything.
Wait, you want to go inside Malaki?
Yeah, isn't there a festival that we want to not be a part of?
Oh, is that?
Probably.
Oh, I forgot.
You guys have not been back inside Valaki since.
That shit
The
got
feast.
raided.
See, the headband grants me intelligence, but not memory, so I'm still lacking.
Yeah, you don't really know what's going on in there right now.
By the way, madam, you seem to be quite defensive when it came to the town. Do you have much history here?
Oh, yes, I've lived here my whole life.
Uh,
And this town is very near and dear to me.
what do you think of the festivals that happen often?
Well, I always volunteer to help with the festival and do my due diligence for the town.
Admirable.
What is the latest news of the town? We were just passing by.
Oh. Well, I suppose you don't know then. Well, there was a horrible, horrible summoning.
Summoning.
There were creatures that raided the town, and I didn't see it myself, thank heavens. But I was told that Strahd himself descended upon the town. It is the most horrible thing that has happened to our town in a century.
This is horrible.
Was it raining that day?
Yes, it was raining.
Well, yes, I, at least myself, I did not hear of a summoning happening in town. We've been abroad.
Well, after what happened, the townsfolk, they turned on our dear burgomaster.
What happened to him?
He is sentenced along with his wife and son to be hanged in the town square tomorrow.
Shit.
What?
Damn.
Wow, that is quite the harsh punishment.
Really
Or-
escalated.
Who will be the new management in town?
Well, Valaki has not been a democracy for a very long time, but should the townspeople be able to have what they desire, it will be Lady Watcher.
Of course.
Lady Watcher, I have not heard of her either. Have we?
Yes, we have Zug, but no mind.
Ah,
Well, are the festivals still occurring then? You said you volunteer.
I have volunteered for all the festivals in the past, but there have been no news of new festivals as of late.
How do you feel about the Watcher family yourself?
Oh, they are horrible. That's one of the reasons why I'm out here and not in there. Our dear burgomaster is paying for a crime he did not commit.
The people are accusing him of summoning Strahd.
They are accusing him of failing to keep the town safe.
Well, is that not the case?
She glares at you.
Staring into these blank eyes, like without any.
I mean, she's squinting a little.
I'm only curious. I mean, no offense. This is what you have described.
Her demeanor turns more defensive. And she says to the party, I think you should leave now.
come, Ramis, let us continue adventuring.
There's nothing here for us anyways.
And you take
We'll be
your
back
leave.
if we need anything.
And that's what we've got. We'll end there
How do we feel about the burgomaster? We
on the curse of Bethel.
I mean, he was all right. The wife, wasn't the wife a little dodgy? And then of course what was the name of the guy, the bodyguard of the burgomaster?
like
Isaac.
Isaac was pretty
Isaac,
good.
yeah, and he had like a crazy arm or something. So
His son was like the mage up in
Yeah.
the fucking attic.
yeah.
I mean, we didn't love them, but we didn't hate them, right? I mean,
No, I mean, we got their dress and bailed, and now they're gonna die. So that's kind of effed up.
That was because I opened up those crates, right? And all the little vampire dudes came out. And
That's right.
yeah, I was trying to torture it out of that guy, and y'all were like, "Oh, you're being so evil," and then now look what happened.
that was pretty evil, man.
Um, so to recap today, you guys went to Mordenkainen's mansion and had a long conversation with him, and you found out a lot of information.
Yeah.
So you learned how Mordenkainen got to Barovia. You learned that he led an army that all perished except for him. You learned that wish does not work to take you out of here.
Ugh.
And you learned that Strahd may be immortal. But not just that. You also found out from Mordenkainen that there's something to these three ladies in that book that you were reading about. They're not just deities that were worshipped a long time ago, but they may actually be the key to taking back Strahd's power from the land, or returning it to the land. Mordenkainen told you guys that there is a lot of knowledge in the Amber Temple, but you have to be careful with how much time you spend there because temptations may draw you. Interesting. And he told you about the three Fanes, the ladies three, and about the fact that they had these shrines that Strahd desecrated to take their power, and that in order to take that power away from him and restore it to the ladies, and restore the power to the land, that you will need to reconsecrate the shrines. Problem is, you don't know where the shrines are, and you don't know how to reconsecrate them. He also told you that it was very important that you collect the artifacts in order to actually kill Strahd, that Madame Ava told you about, and that you should not go about trying to kill him before you acquire them. But that when you are ready, and ready to take on that last piece, that he will aid you in battle. And he also said that he might actually go get his own reading by Madame Ava, who he has some kind of history with. Cool. You then were given a charm of heroism as you left, made your way down into the outskirts of Vallaki, and visited a few shops. You visited the herbology shop where you met Jenny. And Jenny sold you a few potions, was very quirky, very interesting, knew a lot about the layout of the land, knew a lot in general. And she gave you a very good deal on potions, and she gave you a little wooden coin that she told you can use outside when you need her help, whatever that means. All you have to do is flip the coin and say the rhyme that's on the coin. And don't use it inside. She was very explicit. And she gave Ramice a love potion, Viagra.
Yay.
You visited a Boyer. Is it a Boyer or Boyer?
Isn't a
Boyer.
It's a bow tie.
boy?
Anyways, you met Celigol, who is an elf, a dusk elf, and he was so astonished by seeing a female dusk elf that he gave you a free ornate bow. Because he just could not handle that shit. And then you went into the general store and met Bethel. And Bethel was very pleasant seeming at first, but as soon as you mentioned any malice about the town or the burgomaster, she turned on you quick.
Yeah.
Um,
And Bethel.
which is
She's like
interesting.
kind of a Trumpy, huh?
Oh, there's a lot to Bethel.
Is there?
Actually, yeah.
Oh boy.
But she told you something really important that you didn't know, which is that after you guys left Vallaki, the town like basically descended into chaos and decided to, and like held a judgment to kill the burgomaster and his family and replace replace who's in charge with Lady Watcher.
So we don't like the Lady Watcher's sons. They're kind of douchebags.
Yeah, there's two like alcoholics that were always running around and being annoying. They also let out the saber-toothed tiger. That was Rictavio / Rudolph Van Richten's tiger. They were the cause of why it got loose and why he had to like basically exile himself out of the town and blow his cover. But you don't really know anything else about her besides the fact that you received an invitation. I think it was Kane.
Yeah, she
who received a very sleight of hand kind of through this guy who seems spyish.
Yeah, they were snaky.
His name was Ernst, and he delivered a letter to you inviting you to dine with Lady Watcher, and you did not take her up on it.
We're always just trying to get out of Vallaki, and we keep getting sucked back in this goddamn town.
Like
And,
crappy. Got them.
Yeah,
Got all of them.
Vallaki is now in like upheaval and chaos, ripe for a political venture.
Do we care?
I edited that picture so that there's no hills in it. But this
You did?
this
Well,
web
no.
this web page editor, not strong. Not strong. I
Okay,
guess
can
Photoshop.
we maybe discuss very briefly, because I know it's late for Kenna, what the game plan is for next session, so Danny can plan accordingly.
I vote Silver Dragon Revenant.
Silver Dragon Revenant.
Wow, we're just gonna leave Vallaki.
We're just
Or
gonna let
silver
the
axes.
burgomaster and my BFF, his wife, and their child like get murdered and stuff.
Do we want to watch that? No.
I don't know if I want to involve myself. Nobody was great. Everybody sucks. Let them work it out.
Whatever decisions you guys want to make is cool, but it's, yeah, there are like things will happen.
There will be consequences.
It's like
Shit.
an
It's
episode of
not
It's Always
necessarily
Sunny.
consequences, like different things will happen, right? So if you choose to sort of bypass the town, ignore the town, the next time you visit, it just might be different. Which is like, that's normal, right?
Wait, aren't the people we initially protected still staying in Vallaki though?
No, they're in Krez.
Oh, we brought them to Chris.
Yeah, you brought Irina
Which is
and
like even fucking worse. They're safe nowhere.
yeah.
This is
Yeah,
Barovia.
There's no safety.
Yeah, actually you haven't checked in on Irina for a while.
She's fine.
Just tell the burgomaster will be fine tomorrow, right?
I mean,
We
that
I mean,
burgomaster's
we
already
literally
dead, so-
left Kresk. We left him in Kresk the last time we were in Kresk, and all we've done since then, it's been a lot of days, like it's been months in our lives, but it's not been that long in the game since we were there.
That's true.
Mhm.
It's been like a week.
If that.
No, it's
right?
probably been longer than that.
How?
I mean, we this is what we did since then. We got the dress and we dropped it off at the Abbot. So
I mean, we
however
we
long
spent-
you want to say that took us, that's
we
what we've
spent some
done.
time at the estate, but even that was like what, a day and a half.
Well,
Mhm.
apparently it was no time because we
Oh,
time
we were in a
traveled.
time loop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys were at the Abbey for a little while. You sort of chased Ilya around town. You left and went to Vallaki for a little while.
Got the dress.
And acquired a dress. But that wasn't all you did. You also went up into the mountains. Like you did several other things, and then you eventually went back to Krez and delivered the dress. But it had probably been at least like 2 weeks since you went back to Krez. And now at this point, right, since you left Krez, it's been at least like probably 3 days or so. But yeah, like it hasn't been that long, but yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So silver house dragon
Silver
swordman,
Dragon House thing. Okay.
ready for a rave. Silver house music.
All right. Phone's there.